Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be doing kind of an introductory video for those that may be new to the Reaper financial ecosystem and for Reaper Token, ARC, and Ascension. This is going to be a small series on how these tokens work, and we're going to break these down. Just a little bit of background. I do what are called the Reaper report videos, and I've gotten some feedback that they'd rather cut this part of it out and make it into a new series of videos, which I thought was a great idea. So please keep your comments coming. I love all of your feedback. They help me to create even better content. Constructive criticism, always welcome. So thank you so much to the community for your advice and for your thoughts. But without further ado, we'll get started here. So again, this is going to be a supplemental series and mainly targeting new people, and hopefully that's you or someone shared this with you. So if so, welcome. We're going to get into the Reaper token here specifically today. But if you're interested in Ascension and ARC, we're going to have those videos somewhere on the screen that you'll see those thumbnails. You can go click on those or look in the description for those later. But what I mainly want you to understand about these tokens is that they are passive income tokens as well as vote tokens. Okay, these tokens are made to hold for passive income, not that you can't sell them. There's no lockup period. It's all done in your wallet through airdrops. So you have the ultimate control of your funds compared to honestly any ecosystem out there as far as I've seen it. This has been where I've had the most ownership and honestly probably for me the most gains in many respects, not just because of the token price but because of the passive income. But again, that's probably why you're here and we'll get into how this works. But every single reaping, the Reaper financial team has put out an image like this. Now it may have been designed differently, but it has essentially been a calendar with when the vote is and when the passive income, which is labeled the drip, the rain, and the deluge. So you have the vote that lasts about 2 days, and then you have whenever the this huge event that happens where all the passive income is created. And so you're probably wondering in this video why or how this passive income is created, and I understand that. So we're about to get to that here in a second, but just make sure that you look out for this and follow their Twitter, follow their Telegram, so that you know when these things are happening. But let's say you don't want to look for this image, you can always go back here and you can go to voting. I know it's blocked up here, but there's a white menu bar and you can click on voting and it'll tell you how many days till the next vote, and it'll tell you how long it's lasting. So just in case you don't want to do that. And for every Reaper token you have, let's say I have 500 Reaper tokens, I have 500 votes. So it's one vote per Reaper token you hold. And you can click on each one of these different tokens. They choose 20 of I believe they have around 40 right now that you can choose to vote and destroy, or you can use these votes very soon. I believe debt reaping should be coming out of beta or going to open beta, should I say, sometime soon. So you'll actually be able to use your votes not only to destroy tokens, which is what this page is for, is to destroy tokens, or you can have another page where you can essentially KYC, know your customer, and give them your information, connect to your bank, and then pay off your debts. And so this is probably why you might be here, because this is very cool that Reaper token helps you to essentially a supplemental payment towards your debts, what we call debt reaping. So very exciting to have that launch very soon, hopefully from closed beta to open beta. But stay tuned for Reaper Financial and this channel. Make sure to subscribe for more news, and I'll let you know when that happens. But that is the two main functions. But just keep in mind passive income and voting. And if you want to sell it for a speculative value, you always have the opportunity to do that. Again, I have tutorials that will help you to do that as well. But again, we're here about what is the Reaper token and how it works. So now let's focus on that. So I'm going to shrink myself down here a bit. I'm so small. All right. Actually, I may blow this up a bit more too. Maybe I can fit myself in the corner more. Here we go. All right, so how the RPR token works. So every month, Reaper Financial creates 1 million RPR tokens. Now, in cryptocurrency, there are different tokens, and most of them are what's called black hold, which means that people can no longer create the tokens and they give up that ability. Well, these developers decided not to do that, and now they can print more tokens. And this is how this whole system works, is that they can print tokens and as many as they want at a whim, but they will only and have only printed 1 million tokens. There was a point early on where they were printing 1% instead of before they decided on a million. But they've printed a million, I believe, the last 6 or 7 months, if not more than that. So anyways, they will only ever print from now on 1 million tokens, but just give you a little bit of history. And so what happens with these tokens? This is what we're going to discuss today, and this is, how the sausage is made, so to speak. So every 2 weeks right now, they sell 500,000 of these tokens on the market for XRP. So we'll stop there for a second, and you imagine, well, how does something I create have a value? Well, the market actually drives the value of the tokens. And so you can see here, this is XP market. This is, I believe, a DEX that connects to the XRPL decentralized exchange, but they have their interface to it here. Or if they are an exchange themselves, they don't list themselves here, but this is my understanding of XP market, and they may correct me if I'm wrong. But the point I'm trying to get to is that this token has a value in cents here. It's roughly 2.5 cents right now. And if you go down here, you can see that this is XRP. This is the token that Reaper tokens are traded for right now in this step we're talking about. So if we put in 1 here, you can see that 1 XRP is roughly worth 18 Reaper tokens. And so they would trade 18 Reaper tokens for this 1 XRP, but let's just say, they're trading, in this example, it's 500,000. How many zeros am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, yes, that's 500,000. So in this case, right now, it would be, if they were to do that sell, it would be worth roughly 27,249 XRP. And so this is kind of where we're going to go. So this is step 2. Again, if you have questions, put them in the comments below. I'll help you out where I can. But what I'm trying to get you to understand is that, as we go back to here, is that the market is determining the value of these funds, and these funds are created. So take that for what it's worth, but this is that step. All right. So again, 1 million tokens are created. Every 2 weeks, 500,000 are sold at market for XRP. That's what we just saw here, right? And we'll get into a little bit of a practical example of the actual numbers later in the video, but this is the overall workings of Reaper token. So 1 million tokens created, 500,000 sold every 2 weeks. The XRP is divided in the following ways. So 1.5% of the XRP is sent to the company's wallet. Now, this is extremely important because the company in itself works off and profits off the ecosystem itself, as well as all of the holders. Actually, you could say the holders profit a little bit more, as we'll get into. But because the XRP is sent to the Reaper wallet, they have the ability to use those funds as well to support the company. Now, the drip. Let's get into what's called the distributed Reaper income payment, as it's called down here. 25% of the XRP is distributed to RPR holders based on their RPR holdings. So let's say if you hold, what is the max supply right now? Let's go back up. And the total supply is 116 million and change. So let's say you owned whatever 10% of that is. You would get 10% of that XRP generated. Sorry, not 10% of it. Let me go back here. Of the XRP generated from the sale of these funds, 25% of that would go to all of the holders, And whatever that amount was, you would get 10% of that amount. So I hope that makes sense. It's a lot of percentages, but basically based on how much you hold, that's how much you are rewarded, is the idea. So take that for what it's worth. Next is the drip trust fund. Now, along with the XRP that goes to us, another amount goes into a trust fund. And so 25% goes to the interest-bearing account, which is what I'm going to call the trust fund here. Once the interest from the trust fund is greater than the stimulus fund, both combine and become a new drip. So once this amount right here becomes greater than what's created from the cell, then these two will be combined and everything will just go into the drip trust fund, increasing the interest and increasing the number of payment to the holder. And so basically it means that at a certain point, we will be able to gain even more of a passive income and more money will go into the trust fund, creating a higher passive income over time. So right now, that amount has been taken out into a wallet and is not in an interest-bearing account. The reason for this, as it was explained by Reaper, sorry, I call him Reaper, by Patrick Riley, the CEO of Reaper Financial, is that because of different exchanges being targeted by the SEC, there's not really a safe place to put it. So that is being held in a cold storage wallet until there is a better place to gain interest for that XRP. Now, moving on to the vote, which I talked about before. Again, RPR is a voting and passive income token, as at least as how I view it. And again, none of this is financial advice. This is just me educating on and sharing what I know with the community, and just having some fun with you guys in terms of entertaining you. Hopefully you're entertained. Are you entertained? Maybe, hopefully. We'll see. All right. So the voting, 48.5% of the XRP you can use in two different ways. Coming soon. Right now, it's only one way, as we talked about before. You can vote to destroy or burn other crypto tokens based on an approved list that Reaper Financial vets and chooses. Or you can vote very soon, hopefully, to pay off your own debt with the amount that is allocated to you of that XRP that will go directly towards your bank's, whichever bank holds your loan or financial institution holds your loan. They hope they have it to where you can set it up and a payment will be made every 2 weeks. And so as soon as that comes out in open beta, that's what you'll be able to do with it. Now, let's take a look at an actual example. These are numbers. Ooh, zoomed in a little bit there. I'm going to throw myself. I don't know where to throw myself. I'm just going to take myself off the screen here real quick. All right, so this is April 8th, and these are the reaping results. And so they usually put out this kind of graphic every reaping. So they're very transparent with all the things that they're doing. They show all the numbers. And I usually try to break this down in a very visual format for the reaping report. But again, this video is going to kind of replace that section of that video for newcomers. So here, but you can see here, these are all the different, speaking of the tokens destroyed, these are all the different tokens that were destroyed and the percentages. I'll kind of zoom in here so you can see more. We have Reaper, Arc, Ascension, as well as many others. And yes, they can destroy their own tokens. And you can vote to destroy Reaper and reduce the supply. That is an option. But yep, there's that. And we're not going to worry about Ascension and the Deluge, which I think this should be Arc. But anyways, we're not going to worry about these two for this video. We're just going to focus over here and down here a bit. So you can see here the total supply of Reaper at the time of this reaping, and as well as the other numbers down here. Now, this is where the meat and potatoes of this comes from for at least the most of the videos that I do and for this breakdown. So the funds generated, that XRP that we did the example of here, where we said, 500,000 equals 27,000 XRP and change. Well, that's, roughly what came out here. It says 24,662. And then, the amount of XRP that went to destroy, the number of XRP that went to destroy other tokens, which is called the reaping, was 11,961. Operation fee of 370. You get the idea. So the drip trust fund, the drip, and we're not going to worry about Ascension and ARC. We're going to have separate videos for that on how to break those down. So just focus with me right here. And you can see this is another picture, real quick, of the permanent drip fund safe harbor. Now, for me, I always want to know that this number is increasing because it should every reaping, and that's one of the things that I was covering. I may look back to previous videos now, we'll see. But anyways, this is this part, the drip trust fund. That is what's on this picture right here, the permanent drip safe harbor. And it's called a safe harbor because it's safe from, being put someplace where the SEC can just, nab at it, I guess. But anyways, that's that. And if we so now that you've seen this one, then the next one will look really interesting to you because it's practically the same thing, just a different date. This is April 8th. This is April 22nd. And so again, these on the left-hand side are the tokens that were destroyed. I'll just zoom in here so you can see them. All right, you can pause there if you want to. Secondly, this is, again, the funds that were created. 1 million tokens were created. 500,000 were sold on the 8th. Another 500,000 were sold on the 22nd. And 25,000 and change was created, right? There's the reaping, the tokens that, were destroyed were based off of that number. And then the operational fee, the drip, stimulus, and the permanent fund are there. And this might feel a little bit overwhelming, but stick with me because now we're going to break this down a bit more visually, but I wanted to explain where these numbers came from that I'm about to show you in this graph here. So this is hopefully a little bit more easier to understand, but this is my breakdown that I was trying to do every month. And it just, it's hard to do. It takes a lot of copying and pasting, and they already put out all the information as it is. So I just wanted to do one kind of key video that will help show you what's going on with this. And I know the graphics are a little bit different, but the information is the same. Again, every month, Reaper increases its max supply by 1 million RPR. Then it is divided between the reapings and is used in the following ways. So again, we see the max supply of 115 million increasing to 116 million and change. And then we see the 500,000 on the 8th and the 22nd, as we just discussed in those previous images I've shown you here, the 8th and the 22nd. That's all that we're breaking down here. And so I'm showing you the XRP and the average conversion rate of the XRP to RPR. Put myself back on the screen here. There we are. Cool. So now that you see this, you see where the 24,000, the 25,000, and this is I have first and second here. This is the first reaping that correlates to this row. And this is the second reaping that correlates to this row. And so the 11,000 and change is that 48.5% that came from this one. The second one is the 12,000 and change XRP that, again, was going to destroy tokens and hopefully future your debt and mine, hopefully. And we have the amount that went to Reaper Financial, 370, 388, and really small in compared to all the other numbers. I hope everyone will realize. But they also have again, the direct drip stimulus payout. These go directly to us just for holding RPR in our Zum wallets. And if you don't have a Zum wallet, if you're thinking about getting into this ecosystem, as of this moment, Reaper will be developing its own wallet in the future. But for right now, we're all using the Zum or XUMM wallet, and it's for iPhone or Android, so you can download it there. It's not web-based or browser, so you will have to have a phone and download this onto your phone. You don't want to you can't deal with it on the computer, to my understanding. But again, the 6,000 and 6,000, yeah, 6,166 and 6,463. Those are all XRP that went to people for just holding the token based on how much of the token they hold. So the more the token you have, the more XRP and the bigger piece of the pie of this that you get. Now, at any point, as I discussed before, if the interest payment generated from the trust is greater than the stimulus, that trust will take over the drip and the stimulus will get added to the trust. So you can see the amounts are the same in here because they're both equal percentages. And eventually, this part of the pie will consume this part of the pie, and it'll be, a total of 50%. And we'll get hopefully an even bigger interest payment out of this. So that's the hope. As soon as we get more clarity in the ecosystem, that's how it should work. So I hope you liked this, and I really appreciate you sticking with me through this. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and of course, I love your comments and questions. I'm always happy to help or to direct you to another video. Please do not hesitate. I try to be as responsive as possible in the comments of these videos, and if I respond with another video, hopefully don't take too much offense. I've just spent a lot of time trying to curate this information for people, so hopefully you find it all helpful. And make sure to check out this video that's going to be somewhere on the screen, as well as a link in the description, as well as the other 2 videos about ARK and Ascension, because they're going to explain those tokens, and Ascension is probably the most complicated one. But go check out those videos, especially the 7-layer passive income video, because what it's going to do, and you might want to watch that one after the other 2, because the 7-layer passive income one is going to tie your understanding of what happens with these tokens all together to understand the entire Reaper ecosystem, so that you, as an investor or someone who's interested in the token, can benefit from it in the best ways possible. And so that is, at least it's my current understanding. 7 layers of passive income is pretty awesome. So getting it to me, and right now the passive income, these things happens every 2 weeks, but there's ways in the ecosystem through StakeX to have these rewards not doubled to you, but delivered to you daily, based on some other criteria. Without getting too much into it, go check out those videos. There's even more passive income in this ecosystem, so don't miss out on it. But I'm JTXRP. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped you if you're new. Please let me know if there's always areas I can grow, but I'm out.